weddings over the years have always had the basics. So you had your caterer, your photographer, your DJ as your entertainment, your venue, and maybe some rentals. But nowadays, there's so many more options for entertainment. Some things that you wouldn't even think about that have taken weddings by far to the next level.
Welcome to the Plan Your Central Florida Wedding podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Schmidt, editor of Greater Orlando's top wedding publication, Orange Blossom Bride. I'm sure when you said yes, you had no idea you were jumping on this roller coaster that is wedding planning. The goal of this podcast is to help make the wedding planning process less stressful and a lot more fun. We'll provide you with great tips and ideas, along with expert advice from some of the area's top wedding pros. So let's get started planning your Central Florida wedding. A wedding is not only a celebration, but an experience for your wedding guests. Couples today are looking for unique ways to entertain their wedding guests, from live painters to samba dancers to photo booths. There's so many options to provide your guests with the best experience at your wedding. In this episode, I will be talking with Jenn Warrington of Party Shots Orlando about what to consider when adding entertainment to your wedding. Now, Jenn is the owner of Party Shots Orlando, which is a photo booth company located here in Central Florida. And over the past almost 9 years, she has brought photo booth fun to over 1,500 weddings and events. Yes, you've heard that right, 1,500. And she has seen it all when it comes to wedding entertainment. So welcome, Jenn.
Hey, thanks for having me again on the podcast.
I know. So I'm really excited to have Jenn. I'm always excited to have Jenn. But for the podcast listeners who have been around for a while, we've talked to Jenn before. At the beginning of season 2, it was episodes 16 and 17. And Jenn, they weren't very fun topics.
No.
So the first topic we talked about was when we had a local, really large wedding venue unexpectedly closed. So how to navigate that process.
Right.
And then COVID started. So it was like a double whammy over here. So they weren't fun topics, but I will say they had a lot of valuable information to help couples prepare, because venues do close sometimes. So there's great information there. And I think with COVID, we hit the worst case possible scenario that could ever happen to the wedding industry. So that helps you prepare too. Hopefully that will never happen again, but being prepared is the best route to go. So
I was the repair of all the bad news, and now I finally get to talk about something fun.
Exactly. So let's get right to it. And we're going to be talking about wedding entertainment.
Yes.
And there are so many options today. And one of the things that I love about weddings now, whereas when we got married, which was a little bit ago, it was you just did this, and this for when we got married. But today, couples are loving to add unique details. And one of those things is entertainment. So since you've done so many, what are some of the things that you've seen?
So weddings over the years have always had the basics. So you had your caterer, your photographer, your DJ as your entertainment, your venue, and maybe some rentals. But nowadays, there's so many more options for entertainment. Some things that you wouldn't even think about that have taken weddings by far to the next level. Anything from somebody doing caricatures, or a live painter, or different types of photo options. Instead of just having a DJ, you can have a DJ with a band only, a percussionist that comes in, live entertainment that surprises your guests. There's such a wide variety right now, and living in the Central Florida area or having your wedding in the Central Florida area gives you so many options, because we are already known for being one of the top entertainment areas in the United States.
And that's actually a really good point that I didn't think of prior to this, is being in the Central Florida area with all the theme parks, and a lot of those entertainment people that were working at the theme parks, they're taking on more weddings because that's more opportunity for them. So that's a great point. I didn't even think about.
Right. I mean, we have Universal and Disney in this area. And so I've even seen, entertainment not just only for the guests, but for the kids, where they've brought characters into a kid area to be able to have, a special experience for the kids.
Mhm.
Because let's be honest, no kid is ever really happy at a wedding
It's
until
so
they're able to
true,
run
people,
out and
it's so
slide on
true.
their knees. That's all they want to do. They want to run out and slide on their knees on the dance floor a couple of times and be done. But now we even have entertainment for the kids.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you've had Toodles on the podcast yet, but they're great at providing even entertainment for the kids.
Exactly, and actually, we will be having Toodles on here. She will be
Awesome.
later in the season, so, definitely check out that episode because both Jen and I are parents, and believe me, the parents that are going to your wedding want the kids to be entertained, and they
A
don't
hundred
wanna do
percent.
it.
Well, I mean, everybody wants to be entertained. Nobody
Yes,
wants to
yes,
sit.
good point.
Right. I mean, there's this formal aspect of a wedding, but let's be real. Everybody just wants to have fun at a wedding.
True. More
And
so than
so
ever, more so than ever.
correct. More so than ever. And also, I think people are a little bit more relaxed than they used to be. It used to
Mhm.
be like this, black tie event, come into this hotel and, and do all this stuff that you normally wouldn't even do, but people want to personalize it and make it fun about them, and entertainment is the best way to do that.
Absolutely. So let's talk about things that couples should consider when including entertainment because like you had mentioned there's a
Yes.
big spectrum of the types of entertainment. So you could kind of have a little chill entertainment or
Right.
you can go crazy for the party atmosphere. I mean, anything is game. So what are
Correct.
some things that should be considered?
So I think first and foremost, you need to consider what is important to the two of you.
Mhm.
What fits your personality? This is your day. It's not your parents' day. It's not, the day that you see in a magazine. It's not the day that you saw on Pinterest. It's your day. So, with that, if photos are important to you, then you may want to invest in, photo stations, not just the fun photo booths, but maybe like nice photos for all of your guests because that's something that's important to you. Um, if music is important to you, then maybe you want to switch it up and have some live entertainment and some DJ time. And if you love, say you love karaoke, there's dueling pianos that you can have, and everybody can get up and sing. And instead of it being karaoke,
Mhm.
it's kind of everybody is interacting and doing it. We have a local company that does the dueling pianos, and we've worked with them at weddings before. And it's amazing how everybody will sing Piano Man at a wedding at the top of their lungs with their drinks held high because that's what the couple is into.
Mhm.
And, you kind of pull everybody else that's a guest at your wedding into whatever you're into. Um, so there's such a wide variety, and please be true to yourself. Be true to that's when you're going to be the most comfortable at your wedding.
Mhm. And I mean, that just goes across the board
It
for
does.
weddings. I mean, it isn't your parents' wedding, and I know you wanna honor them and you wanna honor
Right.
your family and that kinda stuff. That, of course, is wonderful, but this is your shot to
It
represent you
is.
as a couple,
Right.
and, we're really big at Orange Blossom Bride about talking about, like, your top priorities, and that just makes everything easier. And as far as representing the couple, now you kinda gotta know your guests too. So
I agree.
you mentioned like karaoke, and Jen knows that I am a huge fan of karaoke. And
It's fun.
but on the same token, my crew and my family and my friends are big fans of karaoke, so you know they're gonna get into it. But
Right.
if you have a group that they're gonna be a little shy, a little reserved, it may not turn out the way you want. Not saying don't have it, but something to consider, right?
Right. So if you have a guest list of all the prim and proper people, not really just your friends, but everybody that you have to invite, busted out club music at the end of the night and some glow sticks pumping in the air may not be the best form of entertainment to choose.
Hey, you do you, but just know the
Right.
outcome of that. Like, just
Right.
know what to expect, I think is what we're
Exactly.
going for here.
100%. So you do have to keep that in mind. And you do want it to be about you, but also think of your guest. Think of things that your guests can take home. Think of memories for your guest that
Mhm,
are going to be special about your day. That those are always good forms of entertainment also. Um, you know, with photo booths now, it's not always just taking, a photo strip of 3 photos and, some information on the bottom of it.
mhm,
There's a lot of times right now it's really popular to do for cocktail hour to have nice 4x6 photos taken of the couple,
mhm.
and they're printed out. And the thing is people don't always have printed photos of themselves anymore. I mean, there's
Very
so
true.
many couples when we do this at weddings, and it's a nice picture of the couple. So many people, younger and older, say it's been years or we have never had a nice picture of us
Mhm.
together to be able to have. So that's always a good thing to think about. The caricatures, that's, it's not just about being at a fair and getting something drawn up. It's so cute to have. And we were at an event for vendors that did them on coasters, so they were smaller sized, for people to be able to have. And my husband still has it, at his desk at work, the one of me. So I mean, it's just cute memories, that are also an extension of who you are, and what you like, and is a form of entertainment.
And I love how you mentioned about the takeaway, because when it comes to something like a caricature or a photo booth strip, it kinda has a dual purpose. And in a photo booth,
Right.
you could have multiple purposes because you could use it as a guest book, you could use it as a favor, and you use it as entertainment, so it crosses off multiple boxes.
Correct. We have guest books, and ours have, a spot for your photos to go, whether it's a 4x6, photo or the 2x6 photo strip. And then next to it, it has a spot, for your guest to write a message. Years ago, we used to just use black paper and they could write everywhere, but it kind of looked like a kindergarten art project.
Scrapbook time.
Right. And I knew that I was like, these people are going to show their grandchildren. Maybe they're not, but in my head, that's what I'm
Put
thinking.
away the gel pens, Jen.
Yes. And so my OCD was not doing well with the messy pages. So ours are neat and organized and look nice so that you can look back and have memories. And every, thank you card I have ever received, I don't always get a thank you card, but I like it when I do. Future brides of mine. So,
Hint,
but
hint.
yes, hint, hint. But every single card that I've ever received mentions something about the book, because couples, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you right here, and I don't want to scare you, but your wedding day is going to go by so fast, and it's going to feel like a blur when it's going on.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, when it's all done and over, invest in the photos, invest in the video, because it's all you're going to have when it's over, other than just the memory. And you're so, talking to this person, talking to that person, and pulled from area to area. Let's take pictures here. Let's do this dance, this dance, that dance. Let's cut cake. It's just
Mhm.
a constant moving through the night. And, at the end of the day, if you don't have proof of it all happening, it's kind of almost a waste.
Mhm.
So, I personally, but I'm also somebody who owns a company who does this, but I truly believe in capturing the memories.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, if they've listened to OBB any amount of time, they know that we
Mm,
are big fans, of course, of photo. I mean, that's standard. That just goes with it.
right.
But video, like I
Yes.
can, that may be my mission for OBB is to stress the video
Yeah.
because even when you think you've caught it all, you're going
Right.
to miss something. And it's just an amazing keepsake that you don't know
Yeah.
how important it is until like a family member's gone or something like that. Like it really hits you differently when those things happen. So Video, photos, all of it.
Correct. So, have some entertainment,
Yes.
but capture the moment.
Capture that entertainment, and that goes to, of all the money that you're investing in your wedding for this experience, just like Jen said, you want evidence of it after.
Right.
So you can relive it. I mean, it's if you just think
Right.
for that moment, you're spending it and then it's done and you never get to enjoy it again. Yes, that
Correct.
is overwhelming. And that
Right.
is kind of like, what am I doing? But that takes
Right.
it to the next level to enjoy it. So, um if they're adding photo booth to their wedding, we talked about like, all the different options and that kind of stuff. Do you have digital as far as when print goes for the keepsakes that they can take? But you also do like digital as well, correct?
Correct. And we just actually started doing digital only booths for
Mhm.
people who need to save a little bit of money,
Mhm.
and don't really care about the prints. I still think that's crazy. But, if you would like to save a tree, we're we're here to support that too. But with us, when you do get prints, it you can email, text your prints over to you, and then after the fact, we send a copy of everything to the couple, and we make a slideshow to music and send that over to the couple as well.
And that's really fun to share like after the wedding
Yeah,
because you may right now photographers are so swamped. So
right,
it may be a while before you get your pictures from them. So it's kind of like, oh, hey, check this
right.
out. So that's
Yeah,
super
we
fun.
try to get it out in about 2 weeks to
Hmm.
everybody at the max. Slower season, you get it pretty quick.
Yeah,
Busy season,
it is what it is.
it is what it is.
Although, I mean, on average, a photographer may take, three, now some of them a little bit longer, months to get
Right,
their stuff. So you're still going to get something after quicker. So that's fun.
100%.
So, is there any other tips that you would give couples when it comes to having entertainment at their wedding?
Um, Really, just look at all the options. Don't jump on the first thing that you see
Mhm.
is always my tip for everybody with everything in a wedding. There's with there being so much in this area, look at it all.
Mhm.
And then look at what all the options are. I mean, if you see something and you're like, I've never seen that before, just think of how many other things you've actually never seen before.
Right.
So read all the blogs, check out all the different groups, look at what other weddings in the area have had. Surprisingly, this entertainment is not as expensive as you would even imagine.
Mhm.
And there's everything from doing these slow motion video booths, and there's doing there's so many options, so many options out there, and it just really is about you. Take your time, and with everything wedding, do your research.
Yes. And also to add to that, don't book too much. You don't
Yeah,
want too much going on at your wedding.
right, right. Find some key moments. And if you want to have multiple things, then I would suggest spreading it out.
Mhm.
So if you're like, I have to have all three of these, they're so amazing. Okay, well, then do one of them during cocktail hour for that hour for your
Mhm.
guest. And then maybe try to do two in your reception. If you're a foodie, there's a lot of even food options that are entertainment. So
Yes.
Arthur's Catering does flaming
Oh,
donuts,
yes.
and uh, and Bella Colina does them too.
Uh-huh.
But the flaming donuts, it also is, there's flames going up and
Right.
sugar sprinkles and all this stuff, and they're amazing,
Mhm.
amazing. And so if you're a foodie, let that come out as your entertainment, that you're
Right.
going to have somebody up there doing something neat with food.
Well, and I mean, flaming donuts. Who doesn't love donuts, first of all?
Yeah.
And the experience of that, it's like, what?
Exactly. And
That's
they're
not
served over
some.
ice cream,
Oh,
and it's
yes.
warm,
Jen,
and it's
stop it. I
oh.
want some. Arthur's, are you listening? Send us over some.
Yes, we would love to come and just eat all the donuts.
Yes, that would be amazing. So, I think we've covered a lot
Yeah,
for couples to think about when they're going that route because there is a lot to think about in the wedding planning process. But if you're looking to create that experience, definitely don't jump right into it. Think it over and look at all your options before you book anything is really the biggest
right.
takeaway.
I think so.
So, how would couples get in touch with you because they're going to want to book a photo booth?
Well, you can see us on Orange Blossom Bride
Mhm.
and partyshotsorlando.com. We are at Party Shots Orlando on social media. Um, and, we would love to chat with you about if our form of wedding entertainment fits your needs.
And with Jen doing so many weddings, she's been to pretty much every wedding venue in town. So she can also give you ideas of different spots that you could have your photo booth at your
Right.
wedding.
Absolutely.
So, well, thank you so much, Jen, for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me again.
Of course, I'm so glad it was a happy topic.
It was a happy
It
topic.
was. Thanks, Jen.
Everybody go out and book your fun.
Exactly. Talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Plan Your Central Florida Wedding Podcast. For more Orlando wedding inspiration and tips, head on over to orangeblosombride.com. And if you're looking for amazing wedding pros to help bring your wedding day together, make sure to check out our wedding vendor directory. Until next time, happy planning.